Welcome to day 10 of writing your novel in 30 days. Um, Finally, today we're beginning to write our opening scene. I know we've done a lot of prep work and I know we've been waiting. And finally, today we'll get to start our novel, our first scene, our opening scene. So, how do you open? What are the different ways that you can open your first scene? Well, first of all, you can begin with action. Um, you know, put the reader directly into a scene that there's already movement going on. You could begin with atmosphere. Give an idea of your slowly unveiling um, your setting, your tone, and your mood. You could have your protagonist at a crossroads. In this case, your protagonist could be looking at two different ways to go. Should he go right? Should he go left? Should he should he do this? Should he not? You might start there. You might begin with people talking or arguing. Um, that is often a good way to draw people in because they want to know what they're arguing about or talking about. You could open with a mystery. In the case of whodunits or mystery novels, you start with a murder, and you could actually start with that murder happening. That happens a lot with television shows, and is a very popular way to start. Um, you might try the philosophical approach. Make a bold statement or philosophical musing, kind of like the old line. It was the worst of time. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. You might, do something like anyway. Um, for You could do a foreshadow tease. This could be. You could go in and weave the flash forward and or get a glimpse of the ending. You could see this happens a lot, and again in movies too. Where they'll show you the end of the movie or somewhere in the middle, or and then they go back and they say 3 days earlier or whatever, or a month earlier, um, and then they tell you you got there. Um, so now that you know how you want to start your scene, here are some basic elements to the scene. Um, Things that you'll want to include are setting, your characters, your action, and your purpose. Every scene, again, has to have a purpose. Why is this scene in here? The opening scene is obvious. This is to set basically to hook your reader into the book. You want them to read the first sentence, the first paragraph, the chap, first page, the first uh, chapter. You want to get them involved in what you're writing. So you want to draw them in. Okay. Um, I've given you a lot of material to work with today. I hope you have a great day writing. I hope to see you get a lot done. Until tomorrow. Bye.